Hi, my name is Soph and I am a Cambridge University offer holder. So I thought I would just talk through how I'm preparing for university now that my exams have been cancelled. Firstly, I just want to say as like a little disclaimer, I am not trying to give off the impression that I am like working all day, every day as if I did have exams, because that is definitely not true. But that being said, there are a couple of things that I've been doing. So, first of all, I have self taught the Further Maths chapter FP1. So, that's one of the modules that you can take as part of Further Maths A level. I'm also planning to do FP2 as well, although I haven't started that one yet. Because a lot of the content that comes up in these two does then come up again in the degree, and a lot of other people would have done them already as part of their A level. And when I spoke to the admissions tutor at an offer holder day, he said that like the further maths bit that you do is really good and it makes first year maths a lot easier. So I just thought that was a good thing that I could do to kind of get ahead and make my future life a bit easier. On top of that, I've been working through lots of Isaac physics problems. So I completed all of the mentoring challenges. So those are the questions that they set year 11, 12 and 13. There's like one for each year. And I'd been doing them since year 11. But like there was the odd question here and there that I'd just never done. So I went back and made sure that I'd done all of the questions. And now I'm just doing kind of random ones just to keep everything ticking over and basically to develop my problem solving skills. Then the next thing I'm doing is I'm reading the book Why Chemical Reactions Happen, which was written by two chemists at Cambridge. So they're actually giving me like lecturing the course, so I thought that was really cool, like that I could then go read their book. And I've just been making a couple of notes on that because supposedly it's really good for first year chemistry and basically it gives you a really solid foundation. So yeah, hopefully that will be true. Then I've kind of saved a couple of online lecture series and podcasts to listen to, although I will admit I've not actually listened to any of them yet. I'm planning to. Whether or not I actually will, who knows, but I've saved them and they're there, so I can. And a similar thing kind of goes for documentaries, although I have watched a couple because I had a massive list of ones that I wanted to watch before I applied to Cambridge, thinking that maybe I could write about them in my personal statement, but basically I just got really busy and I never finished it. But then equally I really enjoy watching them, so I thought, well, I'll just keep it and work through it. And the same goes for like books. I bought loads of books secondhand because they were going for like £2 on Amazon, and about half of them have just sat there and haven't been read, so that's on my to-do list. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow or the day after I might start one of them because that's something I've been saying that I wanted to do, and I've literally made no attempt to actually do that during lockdown. Typical Sophie. Next, I've been watching YouTube videos from like study tubers who have been to Cambridge or are at Cambridge at the moment, particularly those that are studying sciences, just to see if I can pick up on like any tips, just get an idea as to what it might be like. Obviously we're anticipating that first year is going to look quite different, but I mean, I've really enjoyed watching them and just kind of dreaming of hopefully, I mean obviously I've got to get the grades as well, but hopefully I will be there soon. And I have been flicking over the A-level content, but I've not really been like actively revising it, just like I'll be doing an Isaac physics question on topic and I'll just be like, oh actually my knowledge of this area has kind of dropped a bit, so I'll just get out my revision folder which has got all my notes in it and just flick through a bit just to kind of recap. I mean, I've also kept up all the posters that I made, so most of them cover the bits that like I was struggling to remember or understand. So I kept them up because I'm just like, well, that's a really easy way to kind of revise. I mean, it's not particularly effective just looking at them, especially if you're not making a conscious effort to learn it like I usually would, but I'm like, it can't really do any harm, so they're staying up for a bit more. There are a couple of topics that I was still a bit wobbly on when I finished, so I am trying to work on them. So, like maths things that I just didn't quite understand or never quite got the hang of, because the chances are it's gonna come up at some point during my degree. I mean, I suppose I picked such a broad degree that like draws on all of my A levels, so I really can't afford to just forget anything. Like, some of my friends are doing degrees completely unrelated to their A levels, so they're just like, well, it really doesn't matter because I'm doing a law degree, so why do I need to know about organic molecules? Like, they don't, so they can literally just forget it, but then I do need to know it, which, I mean, it's kind of annoying, but then equally, like, I do genuinely love the subject, so, you know, no regrets. I've also picked up a couple of students to tutor, so obviously, like, that makes a little income which I'm saving for university, but also teaching content to someone else, particularly like the A level content. I find really good revision, so I do a bit of preparation before each lesson, just drawing up some questions and making sure I've got a solid plan of what we're going to go over, and then I will do the lesson, and basically, yeah, it just doubles as really good revision. The next thing I am doing is the chemistry data sheet that you get as part of your A level. When you get to university, you don't get like the NMR values or the IR spectra wave numbers, so you have to learn them. So I've been trying to learn them because that's something really easy that I can do now. And the final thing I've been doing is talking to current students and fellow freshers. So there's loads of group chats, Facebook groups, Instagram stuff. Like, there's just so much stuff going around. So I've just joined all the relevant ones, asking questions where I have any. We've had a couple of Zoom calls where people from my college or my course have started to get to know each other. So, in a nutshell, that's what I've been doing to prepare. I mean, obviously, my place is not confirmed yet because I don't have my A level grades yet. So, I think once we get our grades, they're going to send us a lot of stuff about like accommodation and reading lists and pre work. So, obviously, when that comes, I will be doing that. Maybe I'll do another video on that. It depends how much comes. So hopefully you found that somewhat interesting. Thank you for watching.